All right, we got the PowerPoint and everything. Just check.
Like high school presentations all over again.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like high school.
This is just like high school.
right,
Welcome to the Raw Metal July dev stream.
Yippee!
Yeah, we this is a fun, cool, great time for us. This is us. This is your lovely team of developers. In all our glory. James, I don't know if you knew that we were going to use this picture.
I did not know that, no. I'm glad that's the one you chose.
That was the first first and most relevant picture I had of you. So yeah, we got some big news that we have already mentioned before, but thank you for 1,000 wish lists, which is a huge milestone, and it is fantastic to have reached this. As you can see, there's been a huge spike since we released the new public demo, which I am glad you guys have been enjoying. We should probably introduce ourselves. I'm Corrigan, the creative director of the game. I handle the character animation, art direction, level design, character design, overarching writing, everything like that. Zach, do you want to talk about what you do?
Yes, I'm Zach. I do the coding, or at least like 99% of it. I've done like most of the UI stuff, and the music, and also concept art.
I have probably written one script for the game that maybe we're still using. That's the 1%.
I think we are. Yeah, I think you did some of the audio.
I think I wrote a script to like test ragdolls or something, and like it kind of works. But yeah. So just call me a regular programmer.
Okay. I'm Pavel. I'm the 3D artist and tech artist, so I do all the models, rigs, and some VFX stuff. Yeah, so that's my spiel.
3D artist, man. And then we have our fourth.
Me hanging out in my own picture frame because I'm that special. I'm James. I handle the Discord and some of the Twitter stuff, and more recently I'm doing level stuff as well.
That's right. You've been promoted through increased demand of our artist labor.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So 1,000 wish lists, massive. Can you guess what this spike was in March? Because if you guessed PAX East 2023, you'd be correct. All right, that is
Gaming.
it. Gaming.
That's it. It's gaming time, guys.
It's gaming time. So we decided to do something a little special this time. We are going to be we released a new demo recently, a new public demo, and to sort of highlight the progress that we've made so far, we've decided to go back through a bunch of the really old builds that we've made over the past year. I think the earliest one is actually over a year ago, beginning of last July. And just see how the game has changed over time.
We're going back in time, folks.
So, I have not played these builds since their contemporary times. So this is going to be an interesting experience.
No, a good chunk of this is probably a bit broken.
All of it is going to be very broken, I think. Okay.
No, but that's the fun of it. We get to
Yeah,
see what was broken and what has been fixed and what is still broken.
Wait, which one is? I think is it the folder just labeled build? Why did this change? Hang on. I'm pretty sure it's this one. This is, yeah. Okay. So this would be July 8th of last year. That's when we made this build. I will.
Yeah, this is the first build.
We got some more viewers. We got King Jihad and we got Pants, the voice
how's
of
it going?
Trevor.
So this build, this will be the first build that we ever showed to anybody outside of the team.
Yes, this was it was sort of a proof of concept. Can everyone see the stream okay?
Yeah, it looks good.
Looks good to me.
This is actually going to be the final UI for the
So
game.
yeah,
Oh,
so this is compare this to the that's a very appropriate brown smoke emoji in the chat there to describe this this title screen. Compare that to the current version. This is a still frame from the short film. I don't know how many people are not aware that this game is based on a short film I made my second year of college. And this is just a still frame from that as a placeholder. So yeah, and then it's just like Arial font.
Well, because as you will see, the short film looked way better than what this build actually looks like.
Yeah, so you're about to see the perfect 1-to-1 look. Oh god, it's so strange.
So,
oh yeah, so we got a sandbag.
So there was no top-down camera.
At least we have
there is a
walking.
sandbag.
At least we have walking in this version. Because when I first started making all the animations, we only had so much time, so
Walking
I prioritized.
was like the last one.
Yeah, I prioritized all the attacks, and walking was like for the longest time he was just sliding around.
I don't think there's any running in this though.
There is running. There's no running
Like,
animation.
Yeah, just speed walking.
Yeah.
You can dodge. The dodge is really long in this build.
Oh yeah, and the animations glitch out and
It's
don't
like sliding.
play. Yeah. Wow. Wow. It's amazing how different this feels. And
it also looks different.
Yeah, it's way more like realistic, but like not really. And
There's no shadows.
It's like a weird middle ground. But like, hey, the whole like attack chaining system is there. I still love that. Yeah, this, and by the way, don't worry. This we want to add this sandbag back into the game in some sort of training mode or something. Because he is too good to leave out. Yeah, that's fantastic. You also notice the sounds are a lot different. This was from a sound effects pack, mostly, that was not legally usable for commercial reasons. So this was
we don't have the rights to these sounds.
Yeah, at least not to use them in a commercial product. So we had to make our own sounds. Got the elevator. Man, this is so weird. Just controlling this game in third person is very strange.
Yeah, so let me give some context as to why it's like this. The camera is like this because I think that when I was programming the camera, I didn't realize how tight the hallways were going to be. And you can even see in this version, the halls are actually a lot wider, I think, than in the current version.
They might be, yeah.
Maybe a little. But I was designing it to be sort of similar to like a typical third-person action game with camera, rather than like something suited to this game.
How do you? Oh, it's
So
R.
I wound up not. Yeah, it's R. For these builds.
I think it just blips out.
Yeah. Oh,
So that's
and
pretty awesome.
and we got a little cut feature here. Mining drone.
Oh yeah.
It's a little guy.
Yeah, there's a fun little robot.
You can.
Now, I
you
believe, and
yeah, go ahead.
I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, but are the guard voice lines in this, like the hitmarks, are they just taken from the film as well?
I'm pretty sure, yeah,
Or
because this is before we
did we
recorded
actually
anything. It was just
Yeah.
hitmarks recorded for the film. I mean, yeah, in the film I voiced 2 of the guards, and my friend Eddie voiced the 3rd, and I just used his voice lines. And he is still a guard, and of course I'm still a guard. But he has since come back to record more lines for the needs of the game. Yeah, there is perfect chaining, and there is like the whole like foundation of the combat system is in there. These blue crystal guys.
It's just hard to tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's
these
just hard to see all the combat stuff because there's no feedback or anything.
Right, exactly. These crystals, we were originally gonna have, the second layer was going to be a bit different, and these crystals were a part of that design, but we have since shifted in different directions, so those are not in the game anymore, and they were never supposed to be on this level. This was just sort of a test. And Pavel was messing around with creating a bunch of different things. I didn't realize the level went this far in this direction.
It's going behind the elevator.
So yeah, that's yeah, I agree. Crazy to see how far the game's come already. It is quite jarring to see this dramatic of a shift. And you can already see, like, these are, these, like, hallways and rooms are, like, room pieces that are meant to be stuck together. Because this was back when the game was going to have procedural generation. Oh, we got some more people in the chat. Hello, hello. But yeah, we were gonna have procedurally generated levels in this game, to like lean harder into that sort of like roguelike, you know, run variation kind of thing. But we strayed away from that mainly for 2 reasons. One reason was that we felt that stealth puzzles were easier to make if we just handcrafted the levels. And the second was that the issues we were running into with developing ProcGen were enormous. So we decided to stray
we got
away
it to
from
kind
that.
of work, but it was just like it wasn't great.
Yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't worth it.
It would break sometimes. I wasn't sure why. You also notice the character models are old.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They'll be like that for a while, but this is actually Scav's model from the film. I believe the guards are as well.
Yeah.
So they're a bit simpler than the models that we have now.
Yeah, they're a bit simpler because, first of all, I'm not the best modeler. Certainly not as good as Pavel or James. And second, because I had a very small amount of time to make them. It was a semester film, and I was doing everything. So, just these 2 character models took a while. And in fact, the art style for the game originated from the fact that I didn't want to do UV unwrapping for the models and actually texture them. So instead, I just modeled them, and then skipped UV unwrapping and texturing, and just applied flat colors to the different polygons. And then it created this sort of toon-shaded look. And then for a different class, I later went back and textured Scav a bit to give him some like normal maps, but we wouldn't replace the actual character model until much later. Man, everything is very dark and very brown.
Yeah, the only other thing that I wanted to say about this build, you could probably go to the next one, but something kind of interesting that you might think is just like it wasn't like finished yet, but in this version, you'll notice obviously when you fight a guard, it just kind of stays in the same perspective. There's no like difference between stealth and combat as far as modes go. Oh, there's a debug camera.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Uh-oh.
Oh, you should click on the system info and view controls at some point.
Oh man, fun. Is it gonna show my IP address?
No, that
okay.
It's not that kind of system info.
Okay.
But yeah, so at
Oh
this
my-
point in time, we weren't actually sure how we were going to do the transition to combat. So originally we were kind of just going to have it be like, oh yeah, you get caught by a guard and you just fight them, and there's like no lockdown in the room you're in or anything. It would just be kind of open like this. Then we realized that is really prone to bugs and also really prone to fighting a lot of guards at once. So
Yeah, the camera
Wasn't
would
great.
not like it. The gameplay loop would not like it. So we decided to lock the player down to an individual room, and that coincidentally solved like 10 problems at once. That one design
can-
decision.
you can also spawn guards in this version.
Oh
which is
right,
fun.
yeah, you hit like T, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, you can just do that. And this was...
I forgot about this. I'm so glad I didn't quit yet.
Wow. Yeah, I
Man.
forgot that was the death screen. So yeah, we wanted to let you spawn guards in other versions for testing purposes, but at some point that just broke because of the way the navigation system works for the guard AI. So we just
Yeah.
haven't been able to have that anymore. Very
There's
fun to mess around
also
with.
we were trying to figure out how to visualize the different types of attacks in the game, and we're still kind of figuring out how to best do that. But oh, I can't actually punch. Oh, there we go. So this is basically like a wheel where every circle is a different attack that you can do, and it's supposed to indicate sort of the flow between different attacks to help you better visualize it. So like there's 3 quick kicks, 3 quick punches, and yada yada yada. And I don't actually know if this is at all helpful.
If it actually helps at all, yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't really.
Yeah. Oh, I hit the
seem
wrong
super
button.
intuitive.
Well, anyway, this is a good way to cap this off. All right.
All right, next build. Yay.
Next build. All right. So, the next build would be, let me take a look here, September 15th.
Yeah, so this is not sequentially the next build. If we went through every single build we had, it would be a very long stream.
Yeah.
But this is a good next milestone.
This one actually has the icon in it, the correct icon.
It does have the correct icon. And so the first thing you'll notice about this build
Is that the main menu screen is lower resolution for some reason?
That's fun.
Oh no.
But no, the next thing you'll notice is that
If I actually start the game to show you.
yeah, is that it actually has the elevator in. I was surprised to see that this actually was in the game this early on.
Yeah.
Kind of forgot that it had animation and stuff. But so this version of the game has procedurally generated levels. What you're seeing right now is all these rooms are basically pieces that are stuck together procedurally. And it tries to generate a level.
Oh my god. I completely forgot we had Fog of War.
Yep.
Oh my god.
So along with the procedural generation, we also have this fog of war, like the darkness that envelops everything.
I forgot! I was like, I wonder if the combat initiation animations are there. I forgot you just kill them.
Yeah, so at this point in time, we did not have the player-initiated combat animations, so but we really wanted to have sneak attacks in the game, so we solved it by just letting you instantly KO guards with a heart attack. Yeah, and you can just attack in stealth in this version. You can just do anything. There's no context to any of your actions. You just kind of do stuff.
Oh! Oh, there's also no indication that you're being spotted.
Yeah.
Which is... Oh my god, that's so loud. Anyone turn the volume up?
Yeah, the hit sounds in these early versions were super loud.
I just tried to loot that guy.
Lead pipe sound.
Lead
True.
pipe sound. Oh.
But yeah, the the procedurally generated levels, they did. I mean, you can see they work fairly okay, but sometimes they would just get stuck generating.
Right.
And the other issue, at least in this version, is that the level is massive and it becomes quite hard to navigate.
Yeah, especially
both
with
from
that.
the just not knowing the layout and the fog of war.
Yeah. But this is the first like time we really had like what you could call proper stealth in the game, I suppose. Cuz guards can spot you. Oh.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Oh, there he is. Like
The
magic.
animation there.
But yeah, guards can spot you. You can sneak attack them. They can spot you immediately, which admittedly still happens.
That's an issue. It doesn't happen like that. It's a lot better now.
I love that some of the ragdoll physics also seem more stiff in this version. Yes, I went back and redid them. They're still not perfect, but they have certainly come a long way. But yeah, also some of the lights are like weirdly strong intensity, and cause the characters to look a little deep fried. You love the ragdolls. That's good.
I kind of.
What have I stumbled upon here? This is.
I almost like the deep friedness of the colors in this version. It kind of reminds me of like certain like late 90s like CG rendered point and click games.
Yeah,
Mist or something.
The color palette is interesting. It's the color separations are all sort of stacked together because the light's so bright. His whole helmet is one color. Oh, I have died. But yeah, so I mean, you'll see once I load back in, it will be a new level. A brand new level. So yeah, I remember Zach working a long time on Proc Gen, and then we ended up having to scrap it, like a lot of things.
Yep.
Well, it's fine. I would rather scrap it than spend more time working on something that's not gonna
Sunken cost fallacy.
good.
God, it's so funny just hearing that crunch and just like.
It is kind of fun.
Yeah.
Now I will say, so a couple people mentioned a desire for instant stealth KOs in the current version.
Is this what you wanted?
Is this what you want? Well, yeah, it does make this version a little easy, or at least it would if you could actually see when.
If you could figure out where they are.
Yeah, but you actually can. You can do it in the current version. It's just you can't do it in the demo because you can't actually get to a high enough level forge. But there is a piece of gear that ups your stealth, your sneak attack damage, and it's level it KO. Basically, it'll look the same as it does in the version of the game.
I forgot how like insane aerial launches are in this version.
Yeah, early on, a lot of the damage and knockback values of Scav's attacks were like really weird.
I remember thinking when you were like, we should turn down the aerial launch multiplier. It's kind of insane. And I'm like, no, what are you talking about? It's fun. And now I'm like going back to this and I'm like, that's stupid.
Also,
that's ridiculous.
Part of the ragdoll physics looking bad in this build is also because not only are the ragdolls themselves like just set up worse, but when you KO a guard, there is like an extra high multiplier being applied to the ragdoll's movement that makes them kind of just fly into the ceiling.
There's no audio option. Nice. Still got it. Doesn't matter. Oh. Yo, that's sick. It almost feels like I'm gonna knock the guy out first. Almost feels like you could have this kind of aesthetic lighting in a horror game. Yeah, honestly, I think what it is, it's the fog of war and the higher contrast, because the shadows are actually completely black. Like, you can see like more than half the screen is obscured right now. And
No,
guards
no fog in
do
this version either.
they do like run at you from the darkness silently. Yeah, it's uncanny, and it was uncanny for a while, but I think we are ready to move on to the next build. Oh yeah, also this cutscene, the FOV of the camera was wrong. I was like, why does it look different than it does in Maya?
Yeah.
One of the differences is
Because you were seeing the focus, right?
Whoa.
Oh.
Whoa.
Yeah, Maya uses horizontal field of view, and Unity uses vertical, or yeah, something like that. And
Unity can use horizontal, but it was set to vertical because it makes more sense.
Can I still spawn guards? I can. Thank God. Oh,
Well,
yes.
What I remember from this build, we struggled for about like a week or two with the shadows.
Boys. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we were trying to figure out the shader, and I wonder when in this journey, the shader will actually come to... Oh my god, look at all of them. They're all spotting me. They're like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure the shading system is definitely still messed up in this version.
Yeah, it's definitely messed up. We figured out the shadows.
Oh god.
This is awful.
This is terrible. Oh my god. I'm just carving my way through it. Oh god.
Oh right, there's also the build where if you kept killing,
that's enough of that.
Gain life, right?
This is becoming a hazard. All right. Oh, you can spawn sandbags too. All right, I think that's enough. Gaming. All right.
Welcome Doomsdave to the stream. How's it going?
So, yeah, so in case it wasn't clear to any newcomers, we are going through a bunch of old builds to see how far we've come. And I gotta say, every time we encounter a bug in an older build that is not in the newer build, a year gets added to my lifespan.
Gets added.
Yeah. All right.
Well, that's good.
Let's.
I think you guys are really gonna like this next one.
Oh god. I'm
if
afraid.
it is what I think it is.
It's the October 25th build.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, look at that. We got we got the new. Oh my god. Seeing the difference between the old character model and the new one is great. Even though okay, I don't know if anyone in the audience is a developer, but can you tell what's wrong with the shading on this character? It's very subtle. It does look a lot better because of the new model that Paul and I worked on.
I even can't really tell. Like, I know it's wrong, but
Wacky Orpal. It's so he has a normal map on him, which is kind of like a bump map, but it was assigned wrong in Unity, and Unity was not interpreting it as a normal map. So basically, the shading was applied like globally, and he's being lit just from the completely wrong directions. And then it's hard to notice here, and it's so hard to notice that he stayed this way for like a few months before I finally was like, dude, something's been bugging me. Something looks wrong about him, and I can't put my finger on what it is. And then I ticked a box that said this is a normal map in Unity, and it looked 1,000 times better immediately, and you don't notice it until you actually flip that box. Okay, so there are no textures, but we do have more game mechanics.
So the reason there are no textures, and it's like, it's a gray box, is because it was around this time that we decided to move away from procedurally generated levels and just design all the levels by hand. So this is not procedurally generated anymore. This whole level is like one mesh, I think. It might be split up, but
It's probably split up for the sake of the lights.
yeah.
Because
No,
Unity does not like to... Here, I turned down the game volume. Unity does not like to have too many light sources illuminating the same mesh.
No, this one I think was still the full mesh because you can tell by the shadows that they're little
Oh,
garbage.
That's true. The shadows are really low res.
yeah.
But the other thing, we've still got Fog of War, and also this level is still really big. This was our test level for a while.
Yeah.
But we do have the guard detection indicators now. The big yellow rings. But you'll also notice they have a red ring first, or second, I don't remember.
Yeah, the red ring is second.
Yeah, at this point we had like it was kind of overcomplicated. We had it was like a notice and then an analyze thing where the guards would like notice you and then they would turn to face you, and then if they continued to see you for a certain amount of time, then they would chase you, which we still kind of have. It still works basically the same way. It's just one indicator now, and it's a little simpler as far as the AI goes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so there's loot, right? I saw a prompt to loot a guard.
Oh boy, is there.
Oh wait, is this build? Oh god.
It is this build.
Oh man. Yeah, so actually you'll notice this level is quite similar to the first level in the current version, but with a number of key differences. Mainly well, goodbye.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's only one level. So it is much bigger, and there will be, I think, some differences in the layout. I tried to keep like most of the same principles when redesigning this to make it smaller, but you'll notice it's like more or less the same, except now there's a room down here, and like there's some more stuff over here. God, it's way bigger. Oh right, there's like a whole warehouse area over here.
I just disconnected. That was weird.
Oh wow. Yeah, there's like a whole like storage room. Jeez, I forgot how much stuff was in this. But you'll notice
go to the top left.
Oh yeah. So you'll notice I've picked up some interesting items from those guards. And this was the gadget system that we had before the current gadget system, and it was so. How would you describe it, Zach? How would you describe
I would describe it as really cool, but like insanely stupid.
Just obscenely, needlessly complicated.
I thought of, since I'm not the coder, I just did the model stuff. When I was playing this, I thought of it as being really overwhelming. I had so confused what I was supposed to do.
Yeah, so basically, I'll try to give a simple explanation. We'll see how that goes.
Oh, there's running attacks.
Basically, gadgets in this version were not consumable one-time use items. Instead, you have these components that you pick up, and there are launchers, triggers, and devices.
Yeah, mounts, triggers, and
so
devices.
A launcher, a mount is something that like controls how a gadget is deployed. So that could be like a crossbow, a launcher, a like tripod, and then you attach these pieces together. So you would have like a tripod, or you would have like a crossbow, and then you would put like an impact trigger in it, and then in that you would put like a taser. So you would shoot it, and because it's a crossbow, it would shoot straight forward. And then because it's an impact trigger, it would detonate upon impact, and that would activate the taser to electrify something. So you can do all sorts of like super wacky stuff with this system. Like it is actually kind of cool, but it's also just way overcomplicated for this type of game.
Yeah. I had the idea for we were really trying to figure out the gadget system, and I noticed that we were coming up with like a bunch of things like it's like, oh well, like the taser should be able to like shoot and stick into something, and noisemaker should probably bounce, and like traps you want to set those up, but like I was like, oh, the effects of these things don't necessarily need to be tied to the way they're deployed. What if we split everything up and just let the player build the gadgets however they want them to? And I had this idea at like 3 in the morning. And I wrote it down, and then I came to the office the next day, and I'd written out this something you'd find in like a conspiracy theorist's bedroom, like diagram on the whiteboard. It's like Zach, you're finally here. I've come up with this genius idea. Like, look at all these components, and like you can craft your own things, and like you can. It's not just those 3 things. You can like stack things. So this is like it. So like launchers will like it shoots something that bounces, this shoots something that sticks into something. If you just have them, I think it either uses it directly from your wrist or like it throws it. And
it throws it.
It's so like, and they all have traits, so like this is like pathetic, so it like it reduces the launch power, and it like fires to the right. Like, when would you ever need, like, the idea was like, oh, you can shoot it around corners. It's like, who's gonna need that?
Well, you can see what you can do is you can have a crossbow that shoots straight, and then a timer on it, or like a remote trigger, and then on that you put another crossbow that shoots to the right. So then you shoot it forward down the hallway, and when it gets to the right, to the intersection, then you press the button again, and it would shoot it around the right, because you can chain all these parts together. So yeah, it was just really stupid.
It was cool, but it was completely impractical.
Dude, when I was testing this the other day, I made a gadget that you shoot a guard with it, and it's a taser. I don't even know how I did it. I think it might have been bugged, but it had some traits that like gave the taser a bunch of extra charges and like recharged it automatically. So basically, you would shoot a guard, and the taser would just continuously go off like every 2 seconds, so they would just be stunned infinitely.
That's funny. Yeah.
But also, the thing with the taser in this is, by default, if you shoot a guard with the taser, and it goes off while you're standing right next to the guard, it also hits you. That's kind of funny.
Gadget's bottom text. Did you just make that?
Just make that? That's insane.
Oh my god.
That's awesome.
Fantastic. Yeah, basically. Yeah, so you could stack these things, and each one of these components had traits and stuff. So what does this do? So this is a crossbow that shoots to the right, and then you click it again to activate a sonar that reveals guards through walls, because remember, there's fog of war. So let's how do I there we go, assign it to that, and then I like E Q, oh yeah, there we go, see it fired to the right, and then let's see if I oh, I gotta recall it, right? Oh, what the hell? Okay, it's
gadget cooldown.
Yeah, see, it revealed him. It revealed him through the wall. Oh, yeah, right, I need to aim it.
Have a noisemaker. I don't.
Yeah, the sonar was the noisemaker.
There was no noisemaker at this point.
Yeah, we So strange. What happens if I just equip an MG canister? What? Nothing?
It doesn't have a trigger, I guess.
Oh,
right. This is the first. This one had the first person view too. Remember?
Yeah,
it does.
Wait, I don't think it actually does. But before we had the auto targeting system, we thought it would be too clunky, so we came up with a whole like first person aiming system, like it was Metal Gear Solid. So that's a thing that
I thought it was like you could, like hit tab or something. I don't remember.
No, tab is that. It might be that's parry. How do I show controls?
Show controls.
I don't think first person was ever
middle
actually
click.
Middle click. Wait. Okay, I need to aim.
It definitely was in at least some of the builds. I don't know if it was in this one.
It's not working. I don't know.
It's probably got rid of it in this one.
But yeah, so you have 2 gadgets. So you can actually see like you can aim with like either arm, which is weird. You can see some elements of the second level in this level as well. Oh man, yeah. So I hope we've made it clear why this system was ditched, as interesting as it is.
Yeah, I mean, we had some folks play the game, and they were like, I literally don't know any, like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah. Even I was like, when I was like, there was never a time when like I loaded up the game, I'm like, all right, I know what kind of gadget I want to make, and like I feel like I understand the system, like, so it was
too much,
overwhelming for all of us. Yeah.
It's not really like a good system to like make cool builds with. It's kind of just, it's kind of fun to screw around with a little bit, but it gets crazy.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got. We got unfinished
now
rooms.
Remind me, did we even have plans to have gear at this point, like wearable, like armor stuff, or was it just going to be gadgets?
I think gear was like a stretch goal. It was like an idea, but we were tossing it around. I don't think we were like committed to having gear.
Yeah, because at this point, obviously, the gadgets were where a lot of the customizability and like wacky effects.
The gadgets kind of were the gear, but you could see the slots for where gear would go. So we were clearly planning gear. So that was even stupider, trying to do all that on top of it. So, yeah. Well, I think that's that build pretty much covered. The rest of it is just more gadget parts. Like this one's a sensing tripod, so you can like set it up and then it like detects, but only in a cone in front of it because it's got like certain traits on it that reduces the width of the sensing cone or something. It's a lot. So that's enough for that build. There's also
that was fun. I coded a whole thing to like make it generate a mesh for a sight cone that would like dynamically generate based on the like where it was pointing, so it wouldn't go through walls. It didn't work very well though.
Right, but all in all, you did actually put out like the gadget functionality really quick, and that was our main source of like hubris. Was like, this is gonna work because it's so easy to make, and it was just completely. Yeah. Man. Oh yeah, and that was also when we were like, oh yeah, you can like shoot the taser at like metal pipes to electrify them. So if you wall splat someone into it, it like shocks them. And
that was like the hardest thing to code.
Yeah. Yeah, that's when you know, at that point you are you're falling into a pit that you will not come out of.
We were advised by people that were more experienced than us not to.
A bit more experienced, yeah.
A bit more experienced, and yeah.
Okay, and now we're getting into stuff that longtime players may find a little more familiar.
A little bit more, a little familiar. Yes.
I've got to extract this.
All you OG raw metal fans are gonna love this one.
Isn't this a throwback? So I believe this would be the alpha build from January of this year.
That was posted on Steam.
Yes,
a long
this is
time
what
ago.
has been on Steam for the past 7 months before the most recent one for Stealthfest. We have options now.
Whoa! There's music in this version. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And credits.
And there's credits. Look, you can see who made the game. Whoa. And there's like links that work. Yeah, the jump in progress between each of these is actually kind of crazy. Oh my god, yeah. Like, geez. How far apart was this? This was January.
This was
The
only
last
like
one
a
was
couple months.
this was 2 months at most. Yeah,
Well,
I think
yeah,
about
because
2 months.
the previous version that we showed with the crazy gadget system was a real eye opener because
That was our
it was
lowest
so
point.
bad. That was our lowest point. That was awful. So it was at that point we realized we need to make this game so that people understand what the heck they're supposed to do with it. So we got rid of the crazy gadgets. We made them simple. We added a tutorial. We made all the UI make a lot more sense. Just everything in general was greatly improved upon. This version has a lot of like stuff where we were trying to focus on clarity above all else. So adding more visual effects to show when you're hitting the enemies, having the combo counter so you know like what actions are good and bad, having controls on screen, all that stuff.
Yeah, we have the new garb model. We have obviously the soundtrack, the new sound effects,
New voice actors.
new voice acting, the whole tutorial level, all the music.
The tutorial is
The
for
new,
me still
new gadget system.
The funniest bit is when we were shown this at a convention, and we were fixing the tutorial while at the con.
Oh yeah, because no one was able to actually beat the tutorial.
Yeah.
We had player initiation as well. Did we have player initiation in the previous build? I don't think I actually like got the drop on any cards.
No, they'll still be one back, just knockout.
Oh.
Yeah. Back behind knockout.
Guard gone.
Oh, it's right there. Oh no.
Oh no, it's soft locked.
Yeah, this was an issue for a little bit where. So remember how I was talking about how the ragdolls had like a super high force applied to them that made them fly into the ceiling? There's no ceiling here, so they would just fly over the fence sometimes. You should be able to load the next level from the demo menu.
Oh yeah. Oh
nope, I guess not. Never mind, that wasn't in this
something
version.
we allowed.
So there is another thing here, though, that is kind of fun to look at, which is this version has magnesium canisters.
Yeah, so
everyone's favorite gadget.
Yeah, those of you that are newcomers who have just played the most recent demo, the concussion grenade is a recent addition to the game. It replaced a gadget called the magnesium canister, which is essentially a flashbang. And it was busted as hell. So we took it out and replaced it with the concussion grenade. We also... Oh, there he goes. And he's gone. He's out of there. Magnesium canisters are gone. They've been replaced with concussion grenade. We did this for two main reasons. One, they were very powerful. And two, they sort of stepped over the functionality of the taser by just stunning people. It was just kind of like an AoE version of the taser, but worse.
But better.
But better because it was an AoE taser, but worse duration.
Well, but you could just do it. So the main issue that I saw with the magnesium canister was you would get into combat with like 3 guards, throw one on the ground, and then you would just win.
Yeah.
Like, you would throw it on the ground and just one combo to like, instantly kill a guy, and then taking out the other dudes.
Yeah.
Easy.
It's,
But yeah, I mean, they're basically just tasers, so... but the concussion grenade sort of fills the same... It fills the role that we wanted magnesium canisters to fill, and still goes boom. It makes the same sound, so don't be too sad about it.
Yes, the electromagnet did insta-kill. And we were like, alright, let's just keep it that way and then, like, make it really rare and expensive. And that was not enough. But yeah, so the role we wanted magnesium canisters to play was as an escape tool, or as a, sort of like a pressure escape. So if you have like a bunch of guards on you, it would like get them off of you. And we feel like the concussion grenade actually fills that role in a bit more of an interesting way, because it still does do both of those things. You can use it to escape pursuit by like blasting the guard back. You can use it to get a bunch of guards off of you, but it also incorporates the use of wall splats, and you can use it to set up some pretty neat stealth attacks, which I will show you once we get to the version of the game that has them.
Yeah,
Oh!
I think we may need to buff it a bit. We're considering making the concussion grenade just like launch guards into the air.
There may have been a miscommunication, because I thought we were just going to make them launch them across, like, through the air after they've been launched. Are you talking about making concussion grenades launch guards?
I thought that that's what we were talking about. That they would
Shit.
they would launch them horizontally, because they already do.
Yeah,
their
yeah,
launch.
yeah. Launch.
They're already launched.
Okay.
If they're already launched, concussion grenade does like
horizontal launch them.
Yeah, it already does that.
All right. Okay. Then
I thought we were talking about making it put them airborne.
Well, that is a discussion for later. It seems as though there has been an error, a miscommunication, a fumble even.
Perhaps even a whoopsie daisy.
Yeah. They are known to happen.
Disregard what I said.
Yeah, the Civil War begins.
Oh no.
The concussion launchers versus the non-concussion launchers.
Nah, that's just game dev in general. There's communicating between like a team is it's complicated, especially when we're mostly doing this remote for the most part.
Oh yeah, there's no gadget aiming either. Which
Nope.
is
You just throw them straight forward.
it is quite hard. There's also no sound indicators. Yeah, there's a lot of quality of life stuff that's just not here. Let me see. Do I have a? I don't have.
And there's no gear.
Also, the guards, as soon as you get in the shadows, just stop chasing you.
Yeah. Oh, there's an electromagnet. Let's see if it Yeah. Also, can I just throw it directly at it? Whoa, 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 wait, buddy.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah,
that's
what that used to do.
Yep. And the perfect
Needless to say, it doesn't do that anymore.
Yeah. I love that soundbite.
Yeah. Oh, we don't have a forge because there's no gear. Hello.
Also, in a lot of these earlier versions, you can see that like ragdolls have collision with the player, so they actually like slow you down when you walk through them, which is very annoying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure since magnesium cans would stun guards, that means any damage you dealt to them would be permanent damage as well. So that's also a yikes. Hey,
Yeah, they were
there we
busted.
go. Pro tip: in the current version of the game, if you're oh, okay. I thought okay. I thought there was something wrong. The current version of the game, since you can't extract with gadgets, if you're in the elevator and it's fading out, just throw all your gadgets, because you don't need them anymore. Doesn't actually help you in any way, but it sure is fun. I like that you keep sliding as you're throwing them as well. Just have zero friction. Whoa!
Speaking of sliding while doing things, I'll have to show you a fun piece of tech when we get to the current version.
Oh, very fun. Which I think we're probably ready to do.
Yeah, I think there is actually another version, but we can skip it if you want.
Oh, is
we
there?
are getting close to 1 hour.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
there's. We can go over it real quick.
Yeah, sure. It's not too different, but this next one is the version from PAX.
Oh yes. Is
So
this beginning of PAX or end of
this
PAX?
is end of PAX.
Oh yeah, because we you added this, which was people kept walking away from the thing. We'd have to go up and like reset it and stuff. So anytime you clicked yes, it would scrap all your gear. There's a QR code for people to scan. You can tell this is very much designed for a convention. So what's different about this version, Zach?
The tutorial has some differences, such as the little text prompts that show up when you are playing poorly. Also, the tutorial has like way fewer pop-ups.
Right.
And I believe some of the gadgets may be different.
Oh, there's that extra shot in the animation before it would just cut straight to the next thing, and it was a little abrupt.
Yeah, in general, this version is pretty similar to the last one, but it has a lot of little changes that you might not notice. So stuff like, I think the ragdolls in this version are closer to how they are now.
You can actually aim.
You can aim the gadgets now. Guards will no longer fly out of the level here and prevent you from progressing.
Yep.
The taser is actually no longer a slingshot.
Right. Oh yeah, it was using like the old crossbow model from our screwed up gadget system.
Yep.
So yeah, it actually has the right model.
Now, does this have concussion grenade, or is this still magnesium canister in this version?
I think it's still magnesium canister. I think concussion grenade was a post-PAX decision. If I'm remembering correctly.
Can you cancel attacks into gadgets?
I only have electromagnet. No, I don't think you can.
Taser works. Okay. So that was one of the major things. I guess we can sort of talk about stuff that we learned at PAX from this. So from this version of the game, we realized that gadgets were not very good in combat. Basically, for the sole reason that like they just don't flow with the rest of the combat system. So we made them way better by just like letting you cancel all your attacks into using gadgets. Open up a lot of new
that still
opportunities
happens.
for cool combos. Oh wow. Yeah, I guess all of those gadget changes happened after PAX.
Oh, that was close.
This version I think this has some, has more levels though.
Yes, I believe it does.
You might be able to skip. I think this has demo menu if you press T.
It does, yeah. Oh man, it even has the boss level in it.
I don't think we ever talked about that with those at PAX. I think it only went to the first 3. And then
No, we people were able to get to the boss. I remember there was at least 1 or 2 people who got to the boss. Yeah, it's like a horror movie moment to that guard saw your fist coming in when the light started flickering back on. Yeah, I thought I wasn't gonna get it for a second. But yeah, let's see if we
can probably go to the current version unless you want to show any other levels.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything. Oh yeah, the old UI.
Oh well, there's this.
Yeah. So you
this
can.
This is good to show since the new one has some great improvements in this.
Yeah,
category.
This is what the UI looked like before.
I still love which eventually will change that some of the screenshots are from old builds with old guards. So
right.
Those are changed now.
Oh, those
I
are changed
redid
now?
all the screenshots.
Okay, yes.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Although I think even now some of them are outdated because like we changed some minor stuff like the interaction prompts,
Mm-hmm.
and I forgot to screenshot those.
Yeah.
So, let's go to the current version.
Yeah,
And I think we can like, since this is sort of where we are now, I guess I'll just launch it on Steam. Since this is sort of where we are now, I guess we can do sort of Q&A if you guys want.
Yeah.
Or if anyone has questions.
Yeah, feel free to ask, anything you want about like why we changed certain things or like where we're going with certain mechanics. Or just, whatever you want. What
Just
our favorite
chat.
colors are. I don't know.
I think my surprisingly my favorite color is not yellow, as this game may lead you to believe.
Where would you rank color yellow on your color tier list?
Out of how many? Well, I guess it doesn't. I don't. Yeah, like, how many different shades of like blue and green can I put above it? Like,
I guess in general, I think it's like instead of shades, just in general.
I would put yellow in. It's like high mid tier.
Yeah,
Maybe 5 or 6 is yellow.
that's the thing though. Is like I'm very impartial to colors. I'm more partial to how they're used. Sorry, that was such an art student answer. I'm gonna shut up now.
I like how they complement other colors.
Oh, okay, we have a couple questions.
How
Yeah,
in
how
depth?
in-depth will the lore / world building be to the game? So, there is some lore. We're not gonna focus too heavily on it.
Single Naughty
there will
Dog
be,
game.
yeah, there will be plenty of stuff that you can glean from item descriptions and cutscenes and what have you.
Yeah. So I have a lot of lore laid out for the game, and I want to sort of introduce that lore naturally. The lore. I want to introduce it like naturally through, like Zach said, the cutscenes and the item descriptions. Just sort of like environmental storytelling, that kind of stuff. I want to reveal as much about the lore as organically as possible, without just like, lore dumping the player. It's just like in a world, wanna.
There are only two things that I love in this world, and that's loot and lore.
The two L's.
We take those.
Take the two L's.
We do take those L's.
It's like, yeah, I take the L's. Loot,
So yeah,
lore, love.
Let me talk about the funny UI stuff. So
loot, lore, and Logie.
yeah, the big push for this build was getting the UI to a more final, presentable state. So probably some of this will still change, but this is much, much closer to the final style. And that included just stylistic stuff, so fonts, colors, animations, as well as just making things more clear and easier to navigate. So yeah, we've got one of the things that I really like is having actual like image button prompts in the text instead of just spelling out what the controls are with words.
Oh.
We've got the audio indicator. Another thing that people who have not been here for previous dev streams might not have seen yet is these big excavators in the background. They are massive. So those are part of what this facility is using to dig out around this area.
Yep.
So I guess that's a bit of world building, just a tiny bit.
Oh, and we got, of course, much better UI.
Yeah, compared to the previous inventory screen, much cleaner.
Yeah.
You explain your reasons for changing away from procedural generation for the overall layout of the levels. Have you considered using it for small changes like placement of loot or certain corridors being locked on some runs? Yeah, so actually basically
Oh.
both of those things that you mentioned are in the game.
Bug found.
Bug found.
Bug found. I figured out what triggers this bug now. It's opening the inventory. It doesn't turn the sun back on.
Oh.
Because it goes through and like re-enables all the lights,
'cause
but
it's a
the directional light, yeah.
It's not tagged with the right thing.
Well,
Okay.
we found an exploit to make the tutorial really easy.
Well, hey, the
You can
tutorial
turn
does
off the
not-
sun.
Listen, the tutorial doesn't tell you how to open the inventory. Wait, yes, it does. Never mind. Okay, well, it's gonna fix.
That may be a patch moment.
Yep. But no, yeah, Raptor. The loot is all randomized. So whenever you open a container, you get a random thing. Some of the containers have different loot tables, but yeah. And then key cards are also, their placement is random between a few different positions, and each level has a few different variants of like which bulkheads will be closed and where guards will patrol and all that. That was sort of our recompense for removing procedural generation. We still wanted to keep the replay value high, since it is sort of a game where you're supposed to do a lot of runs.
Yeah. Wanted a good mix of the ease of development and handcraftedness of like just to like model the levels and the replayability of randomized routes and stuff like that.
Hey, we got the concussion grenade. Nice.
We do indeed. So, okay, so if you're thinking that the concussion grenade isn't that useful compared to the magnesium can, I mean, you're correct, but that's only because it was busted. But what I like to do is stuff like this. Which is very handy. So you can very quickly reverse the tide of a chase just with a well-placed concussion grenade. If you get a guard between it and a wall, you can very easily set up a stealth attack.
Yeah.
So
So
like,
it still technically has that functionality of being able to stun guards. It's just a little more situational to make it not completely overstep its bounds over the taser darts.
and a little more skill-based as well, because you got to place it very precisely in
Skill
order
based
to actually like knock them into walls and stuff. Oh, and there is a piece of gear that just turns the concussion grenades into grenades. It just removes the knockback and just makes them deal damage. Oh no!
You missed.
Whoa! Yeah, we gotta fix that.
Wow, two things in quick succession that we're going to fix. Yeah, yeah, so I guess this is as good an opportunity as ever to discuss some future plans as well. Seeing what happened there, where the guard just sort of turned around, we want to make that happen a little less. So the plan is to add an animation to a guard to when guards turn around, so that they don't just instantly flip around and catch you without giving you a chance to react. And then the other issue where he like flew across the room after doing a running attack. That's a pretty common bug we have. And that's another thing that we are going to be working on.
Yeah, when you do a running attack, it basically sort of disables your character collider so that you can pass through enemies and like fly past them or slide under them. But then when it turns it back on, if you're occupying the same space as a guard, the game doesn't take too kindly to it. Okay. This is... I'm just gonna do that.
That's a lot of guards.
Yeah. Oh my god. That was quite close. No, go. No, I hit him with it. Go away. You think I can get one of them outside the room? Oh my god. Oh my god. Yes!
It works.
Darkness. And then I run into the light immediately. Let's see what kind of build I can make.
This is another bug I'm aware of, where the little weight meter shows your weight in pounds sometimes when you're not in the inventory screen. It's not really supposed to do. I don't know.
That's funny.
Nice berry.
Who the hell is this guy? That was pretty raw, if I do say so myself. I feel like as the creative director of this game, I have a moral obligation to not say things like that.
No, we can use it as marketing material.
That was pretty raw, my dude.
So another thing
Experience.
that we're going to be working on. Well, you didn't really get to see it there, but the combat camera still has some issues with how it like zooms around and stuff. So that's another thing that's going to be worked on. That the combat camera has kind of been in progress for the entire duration of development. It's
Yeah,
definitely
it's
one of the more difficult aspects of the game to get just
our
right.
greatest hurdle.
Here we are in the Forge. So
Forge
I like
was-
how the Forge went from like the gadget building location to the epic gear location.
Yeah. It's we really wanted it to be like sort of getting to the Forge was sort of your secondary ultimate objective. Of just like it's like, oh, I'm looking at all this like broken gear and stuff around, but like as soon as I get to the Forge, I'm like gonna be able to like sit down and like work out my build and like do a bunch of stuff like that. We're gonna ignore that. This is the current version. There are no bugs. Yo, I teleported into the room. Insect-free game. Oh, I did not punish that fast enough. Nice. Terra module yourself into a room you don't have the key card. You can open the gate from the inside. Yeah, so you can actually sequence break this game, if you want to call it that.
Oh, he ascending.
Uh-oh. Oh, it's just one dude. Now let's trigger everyone's favorite bug. That is not going to happen forever. But,
Hey, at least it's not like a soft lock. You still
yeah,
gotta keep your gear in place, right?
functionally it does what it's supposed to do. It's just it also makes the
just
camera do that for some reason. But yeah, I think that will about fell down the elevator shaft to his death. An idea was if you terror moduled yourself while you were in the elevator, you just fall through the elevator and die immediately.
Oh man, that's fallen into the.
But that is a little bit too evil. So we're
The
probably
game
just
already
gonna
has
make it.
enough evil features.
Yeah, too many evil features for one game. So we're probably just gonna make it like teleport if you throw it at your own feet, it'll just teleport you somewhere else in the elevator. If you throw it at a guard, it'll teleport them somewhere else. But yeah. So I think that will about do it for the stream. Thank you everyone for joining us. I appreciate you taking the time. We love doing these streams, and means a lot to us that you wanna stick around and take a look behind the scenes with us. So yeah, thank you very much, everyone.